Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Web Coding with Ankur. Today video we are diving into the world of React.js. Today understand one of its core concept components. If you are new to React or just looking to brush up your knowledge, you are in the right place. Let's get started. Before move on talk about our today's topic, let's take a quick recap of what is React.js. A React.js is a powerful JavaScript library used for building user interface, particularly single page application developed and maintained by Facebook. React allows developer to create a large web application that can operate and update render efficiently in response to the data change. So now today's topic for our video is understanding component React. So we are talking about what is component. So what exactly is a component in React? Simply put, a component is a reusable piece of code that represents part of the user interface. Think of it as a building blocks of application. Each component function independently and can be reused throughout the application. As you can see in this example, you in the below, I have made a component with the username with the user, and it has three subcomponent. It has image component, it has user info component, and it has user status component. Each component defined play a specific role and functionality. Like for image component, it provides the user image, and user info component provide the user details such as name and email and information, all the information regarding the component regarding the user. And third component give the status of the component, whether the user will be an active user or an inactive user. So all the three components serve as different objective of this application, and all these three information can be used by the main user component on top of it. So this is how the component act as a reusable component. These component can be reused in some other component if they are defined in there. We have here on this page, we have defined the syntax of how the component can in React.js can be look like. This is the basic example of React component. In this you can see 7 line of code. First we import a React from React, and after that we create a function with the name welcome. And in third function we have a return statement which hold the heading tag h1. Inside that we have a text of hello world, and after that we have made export default welcome. This is the simple basic example of React component, how the React component look like. And now we are move on to the some now we are move on to the our coding time. As you can see, we are move on to the coding time. In this coding session I will show you to how to create a simple component React.js in gem file, and how to export that component in the React.js using export default. After that we can create that component in a separate file and see how that component can be used in some other file, and how to export that component and used in the some other file in React.js. So let's get it. Now here you can see my welcome page, and we have moved on to our Visual Studio Code. So how to create a component in the same file. First of all, we go for how to create a component in first same file. Let move on to our Visual Studio Code. Here you can see these messages. We can see, and now our main function that we can create for simple, we can create a greetings function. And inside this we can pass a props, and in this we can use a return statement which can return a heading with the hello and a person name. Okay, we can take at props dot name. This is how the value can be from it can be shared in from component to component, from the parent to child component. Here parent component is apps. Now we can call this component child greetings. Here you can see that greeting and name will be a John. You can take it name as anything else. Now you can take it a non John. Here what I have to do, what I am doing, that we can create a component in the same file without using an export function, and this component can be called inside this app. Now app here is a parent component, greeting is your child component. Now the entire greetings, now we can pass on this name as a props to John, and this greetings hold that particular copy inside, and after that will display that hello John. Let's see on the Visual Studio Code what we see. So here you can see that hello John we have already seen now. Okay, this hello John is coming from greetings component which we have built on the same file. Now what if I will copy this particular in a single in a single line. So let copy this, and I can type it John Ankur, my name. So what we see two messages available there, one for the John, one for the Ankur, because we have called this component two times. As many times you call this component, as many times you get this message on your home page. So this is the first way of how to create a component in the same file and passing the value as a props in their property. So now we are me now as you can see, this is the one way of how to define a component in the same file. Now I will show you how we create a component in a separate file and use that particular component in our app component file. So let's get it started. We can remove this particular function from this code file, and we can remove this greeting matter message also, and we can also now comment this line out, and after that we can create a two bar line. So we can give a more space in this component, get more space. Now we can create a counter for, we can create a separate component with a counter file name. Okay, I can create a file with the name counter. Inside this I can create a component with, I can create a component with this counter, and inside this the logic of this counter is that I am creating a button, and on click of that I can improve increment this counter variable, and after that this counter can be used in my app component. So let's get it started. So this I take it at constant, and we have taken a UG state which can update this particular count variable. So we can use UG state, and after that by default we can cap it as 0, and here inside this in we can display this count value. We can give as h1 here, we can keep it as h2, and copy this, and now here you can see 0. Okay, we can save here. Now we can call this particular counter on our inside our app component. Here you can see, and save it. We can tell close that particular component. Now see what our page see. Okay, now we have a counter with the value 0, because we already use by default value 0. So that's why this value will be 0. See that we have a counter value 0, and welcome as this. Till now we have used this. One example is that I have made an error. I don't want to call count like this here. Okay, and now update, after this creating value I can create a button which can increment this particular value, and we can make it as increment. Okay, and on click we can name it as function as increment, which we create inside this component, like constant increment, which can increment this which can increment this count value inside that count, and we can increment by value by +1. Okay, this function will increment this value. Now let's see. Unknown. Okay, now let's see that whether this function, whether we see, okay, we increment, we can 1 2, okay, but we can't able to see that particular button, so we can give a class name to here. In this I have used bootstrap. You can also use the bootstrap. We have a button class, we have button outline primary. We have different types of button to be available in bootstrap. So now you can see that in this we can reload this, and we can increment this. This is how this component will be rendered, and this count, when you click this component, value will be changed. Now we, as you can see, we have created this component in a separate file, and how we can include this component inside this app file. I hope this you will come to know this. I show you all the two basic steps of creating the component in the same file, and also in the component. Now we are come to our second last topic of why you use component. So as you should know that why we have to use component. Here are few reasons. First of all, they are reusable. Means component can be reused across different parts of your application, reducing code duplication. Now, second, maintainability. Smaller self-contained component are easier to manage and update. Readability, breaking down the UI into component, make your word code more readable and organized. And testability, individual component can be tested independently, ensuring better reliability of your application. On the whole, we can say that component play a crucial part in any React.js application, because it is easy to maintain and easy to for a readable. It also to maintain, and we can use the reuse component every time, so that we can reduce code duplication, and it is easy to test. Now as we are move on to our different now in summary as we are move on to our last topic of conclusion. Now in summary, component are the heart and soul of React application. They allow you to build complex UI from a smaller reusable piece of code. Understanding how to create and use component effectively make you a more proficient React developer. That's it for today video. I hope you have now have a better understanding of what a component are in React and how they work. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, but don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Web Coding with Ankur for more web development tutorial. If you have any question or topic you would like to cover me, drop a comment below. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.